Oh my god, that was are they finally bringing on uh are they bringing on Glenn to the Talking Dead? I miss him Talking Dead, but I wanted to get this review done all the way for you guys. So I know you guys probably waiting for this, but anyways, hey, what's up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome to the Tyler Williams channel, and welcome to the first ever review for season 1 of The Walking Dead, season 7 of The Walking Dead. We will be reviewing the whole entire season every single Sunday, so make sure you tune to this channel every Sunday for a review, as well as every Wednesday up until it ends for a review of American Horror Story. This channel is just getting lit. Anyways, I am here to talk about the passing. Oh my god, this episode, man. Oh my god. They packed a lot to this episode. My god. What's the name of this episode to begin with? I almost forgot the name of this episode. What's it called? Okay, so they changed the name of the episode. I thought the name was supposed to be Right Hand Man, but no. Okay, so we are here to do a review for The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 1. The day will come when you won't be. And holy this episode was just a whole, like, my god, there was a lot. There wasn't a lot going on in this episode, but it was enough to make you go, this episode was just no words to describe it. So I can't start you off with the episode. I got to start you off with how season 6 ended. Season 6 ended with a cliffhanger because we met Negan finally, and Negan said, "We're going to kill one of your people because you killed so many of my people that I have to return to you by killing one of your people." So in this ensemble, we had 11 people. I might forget some names. We had 11 people. We had Rick, Carl, Michonne. We had Abraham, Eugene, Rosita. We also had Aaron, Sasha, Maggie, Glenn, and Daryl. I remember all 11 names. Look at me. I remember all 11 names. So we had 11 people all in one ensemble, and we all just knew one of them was going to die. And everyone was already scratching off the possibility of it being Rick and Carl, because why would it be Rick and Carl of all people? So the only people we could choose from were 9. We only could choose from 9 people. And I'd say of the 9 people, I think that a lot of people were correct with how the kill went, but not how the kill went down. So let's get this episode started off. So the episode started off with after the kill. They didn't show you the kill right off the bat. They showed you that there was like blood on the ground spattered, and Negan was telling Rick, "I own you. I own everything that you thought you knew, you don't know. All of your stuff, I own it. All of your people, I own it. Your child, I own it. Your other child, I own it. People behind you, I own that. Your car, I own that too. Alexandria, that's mine. You, I own you too." And that was his whole monologue. He took an axe that Rich had, put it in the car or in the van. I thought he was about to chop, as you guys could see in the predictions that I did for a week back. I thought he was going to chop Rick's hand off, but he didn't. He basically all but punched Rick in the face. Then he was taunting him, saying, "If you're going to kill me, you would have to kill me right now." And Rick, he tried to kill him. It didn't work because he put out a gun to him and said, "You're stupid. You're more stupid than I thought." So he gave Rick a little bit of a lesson. I think he punched him in the face or something. And he told Rick, he said, "Whatever I tell you to do, you're going to do it, or there will be severe consequences." So he opened up the van door. At first he drove off a little bit. He drove off a little bit further down from where they were. He drove off about probably a block down or whatever where they were going. He then opened up the van door where there was a bunch of walkers, took the axe and threw it upwards, threw it out of the van. And he said, "Go get it." Like a dog, like, "Go get the axe." And Rick, he's all hesitant, like, "I'm not gonna," because, Rick doesn't serve the people. Rick has always been the leader of the pack. There's never really been a point in this Walking Dead story arc where Rick actually was the person who had to do the catering, so to speak. So it was kind of weird on Rick's part. Rick's like, no. And Negan's like, that wasn't I wasn't asking you, that was a demand. Go out there and get my axe, or more blood will be shed, and it will be on your hands. So then he threw Rick out there, kind of really not much of a choice. No weapons, nothing. He just threw him right out there with all the walkers. Rick had to try to survive, get the axe. Now, during the part where Rick was getting the axe, we saw the eeny, meeny, miny, mo scene. We got down to the part. They waited 20 minutes into the episode. So if you tuned out, which I probably would have, had I have not been there with my parents, I would probably have tuned out and missed it. But I'm not lying, I wouldn't have tuned out. But if you had tuned out, you would have missed it. Because then they showed the eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his tail. If he hollers, let him go. My mother told me to pick the one right over here, and you are it. And the bat landed on Abraham, which in my predictions, I said Abraham is an honorable mention to me. As I explained, it ties in with this whole story arc of you're going to send Rosita into a deep depression she's going to have to recover from. Eugene's going to be all by himself. Sasha, she's going to be in a bit of a disarray because now her brother's gone. Her first lover, Bob, was gone. And now her second lover, Abraham, is gone. And there was a big, I was waiting for something to boil over between Sasha and Rosita, but it looks like that's not going to really happen now because both of the men is dead. So he takes the bat. He goes to town on Abraham. Now, at first, I was a little underwhelmed. Now, to me, I thought, okay, we are going to have a bit of wait here, right? We waited 6-7 months. The least they can do is kill off someone big, like Daryl, like Michonne, like Glenn, like Maggie. Yes, Abraham, Rosita, Eugene, they've been in the show for 3 seasons now. I get it. But I don't think they're that big of a character for me to feel impacted when he died. Like, when he got hit, I was like, oh, Abraham, come on. Like, I wasn't, like, angry that was Abraham. I was like, Abraham, really? But I was like, oh, well, and it's a character that he's a badass, so I like badass characters. I'm like, oh, man, Abraham's dead now. And I was pretty distraught. I was pretty distraught about that. Going down to Abraham. Meanwhile, we have freaking Daryl and not Daryl. Rick is still trying to find the axe. We doing jump cuts now. We going jump cuts to Negan and that scene. Then we're going to jump cuts back to Rick trying to find the axe. And the axe is on top of the van because Negan threw it upwards. So he goes on top of the van. And Negan's like, Rick, what'd I tell you to do? I told you to find it, right? And Rick's just like trying to come to realization. And then Negan gets his gun and he starts shooting at the roof. Like literally shooting at the roof, trying to like kill Rick. Rick dodges the bullets, of course. He lays on the ground. Then we go back to the shot of Negan. I'm like, all right, we back here. All right, what's going to happen now? So we get back to the shot. I guess Negan was talking. I forgot what he was talking about. And next thing you know, Daryl comes out of nowhere. Bah! Just punches Negan right there, right in his face. And for a second, I thought Daryl was dead meat. I thought Daryl. I'm like, oh, it's all over for Daryl. Like, why would you do that? I remember once he punched, I remember he said that, you know, when Glenn got up and he was like, all right, that was a one-off thing. If it happens again, we're going to have some issues. This is now the second time someone has interrupted Negan and Daryl did it. So I'm in my head's racing like they about to kill Daryl. We about to have 2 kills on the show. It's going to be Daryl and Abraham. I'm not going to know what to do. Like, I said it was Daryl, but I didn't want to be correct. Don't get me wrong. I was predicting the whole time it was going to be Daryl, but in the back of my head, I did not want it to be Daryl. You ever got that feeling where it's like, I know this is going to happen, but I don't want it to happen? That was me. Like, I know it's gonna be Daryl, but I don't want it to be Daryl. Daryl's still my second favorite character behind Carol. So now they have Daryl on the ground. Negan's back right by him. I'm like, oh my god, he about to swing it and he about to go to town. He starts to wind up. I'm like, I grab my heart and everything. I'm like, oh my god. He stops and he's like, oh, okay, whatever. So then he starts talking a little bit more. He told Dwight to put Daryl back in line with everyone else. And he said, okay, I can see why you did that. I can see why you did that. I killed one of you guys. I can see why you overreacted. I can see why. But this isn't going to go unpunished. It was going to happen if you tried something like this. Don't think because I killed someone else, I'm going to kill. And he's like, well, you know what? I'm a man of my word. And I'm like, Lord, he about to kill Daryl now. He about to kill someone now. At this point, I'm like, he about to kill someone else. It's not gonna be Daryl though. He about to kill someone else. I don't know if he about to hit. I don't know if he's about to hit what's it called? I don't know if he's about to hit Glenn. My second choice was Glenn. I'm like, is he about to hit Glenn? Or is he about to hit Maggie? Is he about to hit Michelle? Like, now you know he's about to kill someone else at this point. I'm like, oh my god. No, don't kill them. And then he's like, okay. And he's like, well, let's get to it. He takes his bat, swings around, and he hits Glenn. And I'm like, no! And he just pops Glenn. I was like freaking out for a second. And if you guys read the comic books, they took this to a T. They had the whole facial structure, the eye popping out. They had his brain bashed in, him saying, Maggie, I'm sorry. Like trying to speak, but you know he can't because like most of his brain is like mush. That scene was straight from the comic books, and they did it right down to a T. And then like Maggie, she's like uncontrollably sobbing, hysterically like going through. And now he just goes to town on Glenn too, and I'm like, oh no, why Glenn and Abraham all in the same night? I was like, oh my god, why? Before I go on, I must say, Maggie is pregnant. We all know Maggie's pregnant. But she just saw Abraham get killed right in front of her very eyes. That's already stress already. Then on top of that, she saw her husband, the father of her unborn child, get killed right in front of her eyes as well. I'm just saying there's no way Maggie cannot have a miscarriage from that. There was way too much stress going on in that very moment for Maggie not to have a miscarriage. I'm just saying. They just can't. They can get away with it, but in the back of my head, I'm like, there's no way she can have a miscarriage. Like literally how that all went. I'm like, now Maggie's baby probably's dead because like she probably like her stress level went through the roof, and now like you know whatever happened down there, now her baby's probably dead. But we don't know that, of course. Now we have Abraham's dead, Glenn's dead, Negan's still taunting. There's like blood dripping from the bat. There's a piece of Glenn's skin and meat on the bat. This is not for the faint of heart. If you do not like blood, if you don't like gore, if you don't like a lot of violence, this is not the episode for you. They did not cut away they cut away a few times, but they did not stray away from showing you the blood, the brains, the eyes. They did not stray away from that. They made sure that you went home happy by showing you everything you wanted to see, which was the whole cracked skull and everything. At the end, you saw nothing but just mush, blood, and I mean, me explaining it to you probably to make you regurgitate. But trust me, if you are feeling sick by me explaining this to you, I advise you not to go back and watch that episode. Don't go back and watch that episode if you are very, very easily, get acid reflux. But anyway, we continue on with the episode. At this point, Rick gets the hatchet. He doesn't get the hatchet because Negan shoot at him. I think, yeah, and he can shoot him. So he runs off. There's a walker hanging from some type of bridge, but he's like hanging there with like a chain around his neck, acting like it's a noose. So he goes and jumps on the walker, like for like safety, because Negan's shooting at him at this point. And the walker's trying to bite him. There were so many close calls that you thought Rick was going to die. It was just insane. Now Walker's trying to bite at him, and the walker, the deteriorate body, it's starting to pull apart from the chain. So Rick's getting slowly pulled down. Some more walkers beneath him. I'm thinking they about to bite his ankle. He got to chop his ankle off or something. I'm like, this episode is just too much going on. So now next all the way down here, Rick's about to be he about to be knee deep in the walkers. The walkers about to bite him at this point. Then Negan comes out and he kills the walkers, because Negan's like, if anyone's gonna kill you, it's gonna be me. So he's like, yep, you said you're gonna kill me, we'll see about that. So he kept Rick alive, because he's like, yeah, you said you're gonna kill me, okay, well, if you can't kill me if you're dead. So he helped Rick by shooting all the walkers. Rick gets down, he tries to make a run for it, but he runs into more walkers, and then Negan comes out, mows down those walkers, throws Rick back into the van. And now Negan's taunting him, and he's like, you want me to send you back out there, or do you want me to chop your neck off? Like, if I say something to you, like, respond back to me. What did I tell? Like, he is just endlessly taunting him. I'm just like, yo, Negan is just, there's going to be so many Thug Life videos of Negan in this episode. Not even going to be funny. Not even. So Rick says yes. Takes them back to the place. Now they're all back in separate cell, whatnot. At this point, everyone's like still crying. Everyone's sobbing. It's now morning time, because at first they got there at nighttime, and it's now morning. They've been awake the whole entire night, just like nodding and sobbing over this, because they didn't clean up the corpse. The corpse is literally like right there. So now they take Rick back, and Rick's like, "Have you learned your lesson?" And at this point, Negan is looking for fear in Rick's eyes, because he's like, you're going to listen to me, but I need to know that you're going to listen to me. And the only way I'll know that you're listening to me is if I see fear in your eyes. And he's like, I don't see fear in your eyes, Rick. He's like, so you know what? He calls over Carl. Carl's just like acting like, yeah, whatever. He's like takes his belt off. I thought he was about to beat Carl for a second. I'm like, okay, that's gonna be embarrassing. But no, he doesn't. He decides to take the belt and wrap it around Carl's left arm. I was like, is he about to chop Carl's arm off? I'm like, at first, I'm like, this isn't all that bad. I don't even like Carl like that. If they chop Carl's arm off, I wouldn't care. But then I'm like, wait, he about to have Rick do it? And like, Rick's not going to do it. There's no way Rick's going to do it. So he takes a marker out. He marks down the arm like he about to completely just chop off the arm. He puts the arm down and he says, Rick, chop off his arm. And Rick's like, I can't, please just kill. He's like, just chop off my arm. Kill me. Like, don't bring my son into this, please. And he's like, Rick, chop his arm. And he's like, if you don't chop his arm off, not only am I going to kill your son, I'm going to kill every single person here. Everybody. Go back to Alexandria. Kill all of them. Come back here. Kill Carl. And then I'm going to kill you. I'm going to keep you alive. So that way you could know about the decision that you didn't make. And you'll be the reason why everyone you know died. And I'm like, yo, Negan ain't shit. But that's besides the point. So he's like, Rick's like, please don't let me do this. Rick's like legitimately like crying at this point. Crying and like, please don't let me do it. And Negan's like, he gives Rick the axe. no, Rick has to pick up the axe because Regan's like, you know what? You're gonna make me count, aren't you? And Rick's like, he's not making a decision. Carl's looking at him, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna start counting. If I get to the count, I'm gonna start from counting 3. If I get down to 1 and you didn't chop off his arm, I'm gonna mow everybody down. Like, I'm gonna mow everybody down. And he's counting down. Rick is like, he is like crying, snotting. He's breathing like a dog. He is just having like, you would have thought Rick was going to pass out the way he was breathing. And he's like he was. It was insane. He's like, please stop, don't do this. He's like begging for mercy at this point. He gets down to 1. Rick's and Carl's like, just do it, Dad, just do it. And because like Carl's like, if you don't chop my arm off, I'm still gonna die. I'm gonna die. Like, at least if you chop my arm off, they can like try to sew it up. If you don't chop my arm off, I'm gonna die, and everyone else is gonna die. So I'm like, just chop my arm off. and Rick, he's like, I can't. He didn't say it, but he's like ready to chop his arm. He's still like crying and snotting, and then Negan stops him, and he's like, you know what? That's what I wanted to see. The fear in your eyes. I can tell. You're going to listen to me now, aren't you? And Rick's like, yes, I will. I promise. And Negan's like, yeah, that's what I thought. Bitch. I mean, that's Dita say at the end, but he basically all but should have said that. So, now, Negan, he says, okay, I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'm going to leave you guys here. I'm going to leave you guys one van. You guys can drive back in that van or whatever. I don't care. You guys got 1 week. I'll be back in 1 week. And when I come back, I'm taking all your stuff. I'm taking all your people because it belongs to me. So you have 1 week to, he basically said you have 1 week to recuperate from what you just saw. And in 1 week, you're going to belong to me. And he leaves. So I'll just go on. And at this point, he leaves. Everyone's just sitting there. They're like in complete awe. Maggie starts to get up. I'm like, Maggie's about to go kill herself. Like I don't know if she has a gun on me. Of course she don't have a gun. They stripped from all the weapons, but she about to go kill herself or something. Like, there is no way she about to get up and just like, I'm like, what is she about to do? Everyone's like, just like, sit down, Maggie. We're gonna, and she's like, just go. Like, I'll bury him by myself. Like, I need to think of this. She's like crying and whatnot. And they're like, no, we're not going to leave you. She's like, please go. I need to do this. And they're like, Maggie, we're not going to leave you. We're not going to leave you like this. Like, she's unstable. She still has a baby in her stomach, mind you. And she has to look at her husband's dead corpse. Dead, bloody, bashed in head, brains all over the place, eyes squished, skin splattered in, mixed with blood all over the place. Having to look at that. So she's profusely crying. And now everyone's like, okay. And Maggie says, Rick, you're gonna have to get ready to fight. And I'm like, what? Have you not just seen what just happened? Like, Maggie, have you not just seen what just happened? Get ready to fight. Realistically, what chance does Rick have of defeating them right now? Like, Maggie, I get that you're angry. I get that your mind is in the right place. But think logically here. What chance in hell do you have of actually taking down Negan with all the guys that he's has? Like, the amount of guys he has is like Rick's group times like 5. So the amount of guy Negan has, with the ego, the screwed up mind that Negan also has, do you really think that Rick's going to stand a chance against him? I'm like, Maggie, just go somewhere. You're talking lazy talk, because like, if Rick even phallicizes the fact of trying to kill Negan, he's going to die, and everyone he knows is going to die. So it's like, there's no way. There's just no way that Rick's gonna like Rick just better go back to Alexandria, tell everyone what happened, and tell everyone this is your new leader now. And when they come back, They gonna say yes, sir. They gonna say yes. They gonna say they're gonna be slaves to Negan at this point. Hell, I would have said yes, sir, and everything to Negan. Like I would be on his, I'd be on my best behavior. The amount of things this guy said and would do, like oh, no. So they decide it was Sasha, Eugene, and Rosita. They carry Abraham's corpse, and then Maggie and everyone else they carry Glenn's corpse. And Maggie's like, please just leave me here. I'll find my way back. Like Maggie's like, I just need time to myself. Like, please don't. I'm not going with you. And then they leave Maggie basically by herself, and she's like wandering off, and the episode ends right there. And I'm like, wow, that was amazing. That was gruesome. That was bloody, but that was amazing. That was some of the best editing. That was some of the best. That was a big blood fest. That was some of the best acting I've ever seen in any TV show I've seen in a while. That's some of the best acting I've ever seen. Let's start off with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan played Negan with like the utmost performance. Like Jeffrey Dean Morgan needs to be nominated for an Emmy, a Golden Globe. I don't care what the hell you nominate him for. He needs to win an award for that performance. Negan did amazing, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he did a splendid job in this role as Negan. Like I wanted to hate Negan so badly, but I couldn't because the acting was so good that I literally could not hate him. I was like, I want to really badly hate Negan for killing Glenn and Abraham, but the acting was just off the roots. I'm like, I can't hate him right now. I just can't. I can't. Like Jeffrey D. Morgan did such an amazing job, and we can't just take the credit away from Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick, and Mackie. Like they also did a great job, especially Andrew Lincoln. He did a great job playing up the whole hyperventilating and all. Like he played just as great as a role as Jeffrey Dean Morgan played in this show. So both, if not Jeffrey Dean Morgan, both men need to win some type of award for this performance that they put on, because that was amazing. That was amazing. Maggie did it. She played her role too. Everyone did their part. Even though this episode was mainly focused on Rick and Negan, I felt like everyone did their part. And this episode will go down as probably one of the greatest episodes in Walking Dead history, if not the greatest episode in Walking Dead history. It had months and months and months of build-up with theories and predictions, all built up to this grand performance, grand act. I just think that I'm trying to debate on whether I want to call this my all-time favorite Walking Dead episode, because The Grove still stands as my favorite episode. But I don't know. I think this episode might top The Grove, because the performances here were just, they were out of this world. Like, I don't know. Like this, they need to win something here. Especially the directors, the producers, Greg Nicotero, freaking Scott Gimple, everyone who helped. They need credit to. Like, hats off to everyone who helped with this episode, because y'all all just did a great job. I know there was a chance that none of the people who work for Walking Dead are going to hear this, but if you do, you all did an amazing job with this episode, and I'm gladly going to be watching the rest of the season, especially going to be watching it for Negan, because that dude is off the chain. So that being said, that was season 7, episode 1 of The Walking Dead, and that was just only one episode of the next 15 we're going to be getting within the next 6 months. So I can't wait to review those episodes too. And even though a quarter of them, if not half of them, are going to be filler episodes, I can't wait for them either. Because with Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan, I don't think any of them are going to be filler episodes. I think the performances alone are going to be enough to keep me peeled the whole time. So thank you all for watching this video. If you have not liked this video, like it now. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. I will be doing reviews for The Walking Dead every single Sunday, as well as reviews for the American Horror Story every single Wednesday. So please subscribe to this channel. I love you guys. I will talk to you all later. Peace out.